Hey, Mike, what day is it?
Hump day!
Hump day! It is Wednesday, August 21st of 2024. I'm Dan Ramey. He's Mike Smith. Mr. Hand 2 off camera, which is a good thing because he didn't take a shower today.
It's not my fault.
He's way off camera today.
Yeah, he brought his hand on screen. Now he has to go to the other side of the loft here. So
They turned off my water for maintenance.
Oh, it's
I'm
not
not-
because you didn't pay your bill.
Yes.
Okay. That's good.
you know, when I had hair, if I didn't shower, my hair wouldn't look as good as his. You know,
That's the way
it'd be
mine.
oily, greasy, and the whole day.
Even now, I got the oil glands of a teenager at age 64. Man, that's
crazy.
just like
I mean, I'm slippery just
how
sitting
my
next to it.
skin stays so supple. And
Is that
yes, it's well lubed. Oh golly.
now we know why Mr. Dan Latham sir always used to say, "Hey, slick."
Yeah.
How you know.
Yeah, when you go by the quick lube store, that's just me rubbing up against people. You know, get you all oiled up there. Oh golly.
He's like the perpetual tin man
Yes, sir.
that is ready
Oil
to go.
can.
What a way to start the day. We've totally embarrassed our cohort and
And our parents,
told on
and
ourselves.
our wives and children, and I don't know those guys.
Let's delete this post and try again.
Mr. Litter just said, well, get the pink slips out.
Oh, please, no. All right, let's get on to what we're supposed to be doing. And that is, we're going to do the weather here for you to start. And boy, comfortable weather outdoors.
This has been a great
It
week.
was 65 in the house when I woke up this morning.
Yeah, I think it's, and believe it or not, I'm thinking this is great. And we had the overhead fan off. And my wife said, well, why is the fan off? And I said, I'm freezing.
My wife is the same, and she's got the fan going. I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah. Well, we're looking for sunshine continuing. No sign of any rain in our forecast. Looking for highs in the mid to upper 70s through Thursday, back in the mid 80s on Friday. Talking about possibly 91, 92 on Sunday. So we will have a little bit of a spike in warm weather, but no rain in the forecast.
We can take the spikes. Spikes are okay,
Yep.
I guess. We've got news coming up along with sports and this date in history on the literature side.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so if you're into literature, you'll like this. And if you like cartoons, you'll like it too. Details are coming up. Today is Wednesday. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. They are always on standby, and they're always there for you. It's amazing. If you've got an issue, they most likely can get it taken care of either that day or the next day. They'll get you on the calendar and get things squared away. Click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website, littermedia.com, and it'll take you to their website, accuratehvac.com. News is next. Are you looking for a beer that satisfies your thirst and love of country? Armed Forces Brewing Company brews beer for patriots. Celebrate freedom with every sip. Armed Forces Brewing Company. Freedom never tasted so good.
Now that's one fast mower.
Take command of your lawn with Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
This should be of no surprise to anyone who knows me. I was running late yesterday for my Haynes appointment.
Ooh.
Which, usually it's like, okay, we're going to reschedule you. Or what. Not the case at Haynes. But I was going for my physical therapy with Cassie McHenry, who is fantastic, by the way. And I told one of the girls at the front, I said, I know I'm a little bit late. I was running behind, and I have a feeling that she's going to take it on me in therapy. And she says, you know she will. And I got upstairs, and she says, well, first, how do you feel? I said, I'm feeling pretty good. Not 100% yet, but I'm feeling pretty good. She says, okay, I'm going to start you out with your choice, treadmill or the cycle. Mm-hmm. All right. I rode for 2.5 miles.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
And I'm like, okay, Cassie, I'll be on time next time. Haynes Chiropractic, physical therapy, and nutritional needs. You've got those, and they can take care of it for you. They've been doing it for 50 years at Haynes Total Healthcare Center. They have been making me better physically from this sciatica that I experienced and the bulging discs. The therapy is hard, but I'm feeling the results, so I'm happy about that. You want to find out how they can help you? Click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com. It takes you to HaynesHealth.com. While you're on our website, you'll see a lot of the stories we're going to talk about today. Plenty of things in the news. You can also take a look at our library that we have of previous articles. All that is available for you, too. And our high school sports roundup, you'll find that on the just go to the sports tab, and it takes you right to the high school scores page. We'll cover that in just a moment with sports, but let's start with news.
Employers across a 10-county area of South Central and Southern Ohio now have access to a new competitively priced, customized health network for their employees, providing high-quality, comprehensive care close to home at a lower cost. The new high-performance health network, a partnership between Adena Health and the Ohio State University Health Plan Solutions, is a health network providing access to quality primary care and advanced specialty providers. You can read more about that new program on our website at littermedia.com.
I don't know that you have this situation in Lancaster, but how often have we seen in the movies where the police department and the fire department can't get along when they see each other in a bar in New York City, right? It's like the Army and Navy have those brawling fights and everything, all for Hollywood. Well, in Lancaster, it is the police department squaring off against the fire department in the second annual Battle of the Badges basketball game at 2:30. This was a lot of fun last year. It's going to be this Sunday up at OU-Lancaster. The event is organized by the Lancaster Public Education Foundation, with all proceeds benefiting teachers and children within the Lancaster public education system. Last year's game, wildly successful and fun and entertaining for all ages. I have a feeling it won't be any different this time around either. Tickets available online or at the door this coming Sunday.
If you're a woodland owner, you won't want to miss this educational workshop provided by the OSU Extension Office in rural Pike County. The event is September 12th, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m., and that's at 1424 Vanaka Banks Road in Lucasville. It's a free event, but you need to register because there will be a meal provided for those in attendance. You can call OSU Extension in either Pike or Ross County for more information.
Vanaka Banks sounds like an actress, some kind of name there. YMCA of Ross County, they have a homeschool program beginning Monday, September 16th. Now, if you've got a child looking for active gym time in between their home study times, the YMCA is the place to start. They have gym and swim every Monday, and you can sign up monthly as well at the Ross County YMCA. Area first responders will be saluted in a program coming up called Honoring Our Heroes. It's a celebration on September 11th, and this will be taking place in the Lowe's parking lot, but there's going to be a parade that goes with this as well. They've done this in previous years, but I think it's been on a hiatus the last couple of years. It is back, and we'll be hearing from Bud Lytle along with Cortland Hastings here in a couple of weeks to talk more in depth about the program. To start the observance, they'll be having a parade through downtown Chillicothe from Western Avenue to Lowe's on Bridge Street, beginning at 5:30. They ask that you line the streets, wave your flags, and support our local heroes. And again, that's coming up on September 11th of this year.
Our road report is something that's coming up in our area tomorrow. The next superload makes its way through both Pike and Ross counties tomorrow morning into the early afternoon when they get to their final destination for tomorrow in Ross County. It's just down the road from the entrance to the fairgrounds, as it has always been. So just be on the lookout. It's not quite the what they call the mega superload, but it's still pretty large. It's coming our way tomorrow.
You know, we talked yesterday about 772 having some patch repair yesterday morning. It was all done.
Really?
Yesterday, complete. So neat to see all that. And it's kind of cool to see the new stretches of pavement, but it's only like, I don't know, this wide. But it will stretch for like 10 or 15, 20 yards thereabouts. So I know they're going to do more to the road, whether it's this year or next, whichever the case may be, but this is a much improved portion of the road there. All right, coming up in just a moment, let's take a look at sports. We've got our high school roundup we'll share with you, catch up with the Reds and the Guardians and more. So stick close for that. But first, let's tell you about Scioto Valley Dumpsters. If you have the need for a dumpster for a project you're doing, either at home or your business, give a call to Scioto Valley Dumpsters. Their number is 740-253-8389. Tell Carl that Dan, Mike, and Mr. Hand 2 sent you.
Wherever you are there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
Whenever I first applied for the Archways opportunity, oh, do I have to pay this back? Do I have to do that? Like, is it a loan? And it's not. It's a scholarship. A goal of mine is to graduate college debt-free. If you're a crew member, you get $2,500 a year, and if you're a manager, you get $3,000. And especially if you're going locally to college, like to the branch or something like that, it's really helpful.
I'm a busy woman, and I'm not ready to slow down.
Tiffany's hip pain was interfering with her career and active lifestyle until she came to the Adena Orthopedic and Spine Institute.
Dr. Meshbach told me about same-day surgery. I said, I want it now, and I wanted it yesterday.
After a successful procedure, Tiffany was home the very same day and on her way back to enjoying the community she calls home. At Adena, we do what we love, so you can too.
She's got a big weekend. Sand in the streets Saturday, and of course the beach battle on the beach and the Beach Fest taking place on Friday. If you missed that conversation we had with Tiffany Baldwin earlier in the week, you'll find it now on our YouTube channel and here in the video section on Facebook. Time to talk sports, and we begin with our score page.
Little Media scoreboard at littlemedia.com. A lot of non-conference volleyball. I think at the SOC actually starts tonight. There's one point that I'll make you need to be reminded of for those of you SOC fans. Logan Elm, a 4-set winner over Uniota last night. Circleville swept Westfall. Huntington over Washington. Now, Waylersburg and Notre Dame, yes, they're in the SOC, but they're not in the same division. So that is not a conference match. You might remember they went to those 3 divisions last year. Hillsborough, Zane, Trace, Piketon, Tays Valley among the winners. Boys soccer, Waylersburg, Tays Valley, Hillsborough, and Westerville South were victorious.
Wake up, Mr. Hand.
He goes so fast.
Is he talking to his girlfriend over there again?
Who knows?
Girls soccer, Jackson, Minford, Washington, Athens, and Rock Hill were winners. Girls tennis, Chillicothe. This is a conference match. Lady Cavs blank Hillsborough 5-0. Lancaster, a winner over Worthington, Kilbourne, Tays Valley, and actually we had Lancaster down there twice because they did eventually send us the individual results. One non-conference boys golf match last night, that was at Hilltop Course. Manchester beat both Fairfield out of Leesburg and Greenfield McLean.
You remember Frank Barnhill used to be the mayor of Circleville?
I don't think I do.
His daughter was a 6th grade teacher at Scioto Elementary. And when I was in the elementary school, 6th grade, Don Forker was my main teacher, but then he would go over and he would teach math to her class. She would come over and teach I can't remember what subject it was. English, maybe? I can't remember. Which feeds into what I'm about to say. Mary Brown was sitting in front of me talking to me, and I could not answer the question that Miss Barnhill brought up to me. But this has stuck with me all of my life since the 6th grade when she said, Ramey, if you pick your ears instead of your nose, you might hear something. So wake up over there, Mr. Hand, too.
I'm awake. Mike Smith is just too efficient.
We were visiting with an old classmate of ours here a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Who's had some health issues. And we were reliving a memory from my buddy Bruce that I lunched with once. Bruce was a cut-up in class. And the science teacher we had in 8th grade, Don Ritchie, who came here for 1 year out of Cleveland, Ohio, and we're going back. One day, Bruce raised his hand. Mr. Ritchie called on him, and he said, we were talking about the speed of light, 186,000 miles per second. He said, Mr. Ritchie, if you could ride light, would you fall off? I think he got beat for that.
My science project partner, this was in the 8th grade, he had missed several days of school, so he had catch-up work to do. So in order for him to do that, I went to Mr. Edsel, which was our science teacher at the time, and I would ask him some questions. And just to get his opinion, it was open learning. He was one of those progressive teachers, and he wanted to mold the minds of young individuals. And so I said, Mr. Edsel, how far is down? And he went into all this long, I mean, it was probably a 10-minute answer. And then I said, well, if that's the case, then how high is up? And Robert caught up with his work just because of my quick
Just because
question.
of your 2 questions.
Yes, I've been an inquisitive kid ever since. So, but I was also trying to help my project partner catch up. Reds, boy, they looked good the night before. Then last night they looked like themselves again. The real team showed up. 10-3 loss to the Blue Jays in Toronto. Nick Martinez gets the start tonight in the series wrap-up. He's got a 6-6 mark. He's been a reliever most of the season, but now with Hunter Green being on it, they've been working him into a starting role. His last 2 outings in Milwaukee, pitched 7 innings of 1-hit baseball. Took him out. Boom. Here comes Santillan, I think it was, gave up the second hit of the game was a home run, which won a 1-0 game. And then against Kansas City, he scattered 8 hits, only allowed 3 runs over 6 innings. But then Kansas City took off, and Cincinnati could not catch up. And so he's been a hard luck guy. But he's 6-6. He's going at it tonight in the series wrap-up. Guardians went extra innings to outlast the New York Yankees last night, 9-5. Cleveland broke open the game with 6 runs in the top of the 12th inning for that win. They'll play again tonight. The Guards are 72-52. The Yankees are 73-53. Both are leading their divisions, if I'm not mistaken. And they'll finish that series tomorrow afternoon in New York. And don't forget our Intermedia Game of the Week. Do you have that slide ready?
It's not on the OBS, but I can put it in there.
I thought I saw an email about that.
That's why I sent it to
but it needs to be in there
he didn't
tomorrow.
have any water, Dan. Cut him some slack. He had no water.
Put some water on it. But our Intermedia Game of the Week on Intermedia Radio is... Here it is. It's starting to come to fruition, even as we speak.
It was birthed, and now it's growing.
It is Bloom Carroll at Chillicothe. Bloom Carroll's changed their helmets this year.
Really?
The helmet is still white, but they don't have a logo on the side. And for the Cavaliers, they've got the Cavalier swashbuckling and the capital varsity C, but the number is on the other side of their helmet, so you'll be able to see who they get. But look at the big name change there. B.J. Daly. Joins Mike Smith with the call. That is unless Mike's voice gives out.
Yeah.
And then
So how do you hear this Litter Media Radio,
Well,
Dan?
you go to our website.
How high is up?
And you'll see where it says Litter Media Radio. In fact, there is a player right there on the front page, and you'll see what's currently playing on Litter Media Radio. And when we go live, it pops right on your screen right there. And, of course, you have the QR code there that you can scan right now. So if you're watching this on a tablet or on your computer, your desktop monitor, take your smartphone, scan that, and it takes you right to the app to be able to listen to Litter Media Radio.
Do you recommend the 365 app for your phone?
Sure, you can do that. And if you've scanned that, that takes you right to the app, and then just store it right there in your phone. Simple, easy, and you don't have to worry about carrying a radio around with you.
That's right.
Yeah. And it'll be crystal clear, which is even more cool. This date in history coming up in just a few short moments, so stay close for that. But first, these fine words.
Talking about our friends at Litter Quality Propane, there is no bill when there's a fill.
Yay!
Contact Litter Quality Propane today about their metered gas service at litterpropane.com.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652. Each week, Litter Media presents the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week. If you have an athlete to nominate, any amateur athlete is eligible. Simply visit littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. At the end of the year, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Make your nominations now at littermedia.com. Click on Player of the Week. Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today. One of these days, we're going to have to run a separate feed so people can see what goes on when we're not on the air. And it's interesting conversations.
I see our buddy Jim Gant, who worked with us at the radio station. I remember one night we were doing a game. Of course, you weren't supposed to be able to hear anything that Tom or BJ and I would be talking about during a commercial break because that went back to the studio. And Jim said, we ought to get a recording of all the stuff you guys were talking about. This is quality material here. So.
Yeah. And that's where if you had the good board operators would be listening to that and in the little speaker that only they can hear.
Right.
And there have been times where that still went out over there.
Everybody was listening to it.
Yeah. That's why we always say every mic is a live mic.
Yeah.
All right. This date in history, we go back to
1920. Daphne Milne, wife of writer A.A. Milne, gives birth to a son who the couple name Christopher Robin Milne. Christopher Robin will be immortalized in A.A. Milne's books, Winnie the Pooh and House at Pooh Corner. When Christopher Robin was about 1 year old, he received a stuffed bear as a present. The child soon accumulated a collection of similar animals, which inspired Milne to begin writing a series of whimsical stories about the toys. Winnie the Pooh was published in 1926 and The House at Pooh Corner in 1928. Ernest Shepard illustrated the books, just like what you're seeing right there on screen, using Christopher Robin and his toy animals as models.
I still can't get it out of my head, hearing Winnie the Pooh say, "Oh, bother." And it's usually because he's run out of honey.
Or
he's had his honey, honey would drip off his paw and the whole deal.
Eeyore was the donkey toy?
Yes.
Yeah. What was his, he was always saying what?
Hey, Pooh.
And who was it that said if you can't say something nice?
Was it the rabbit?
Maybe. As you can see, I'm not a Winnie the Pooh expert.
And then the Piglet, of course.
Piglet,
and most of what I don't remember reading much of the story. It had become an animated series by the time I saw it. Yeah. So I lived those books vicariously through Disney.
Yeah.
I guess.
How about that? So Christopher Robin was a real person.
Yeah. Yeah. And I always found it interesting that the animals or the stuffed animals had these adventures but they would always have to wait for when Christopher shows up to ask him his opinion.
Right.
And all. What a great way to tell the story, you know?
I'm not going anywhere with that. I want to sleep in my own bed today.
Okay.
Don't try to pry it out of me. How high is up and low is down. Yeah.
So,
because those snitches out there will tell my wife what I said.
It's out. I mean, this is open.
He just can't.
My mind
is
going.
It's the CNN in him.
So
he's just digging.
Does Laura wear like a Winnie Pooh snuggle or something to go to bed?
No, you were talking about Christopher always had to be consulted.
Yeah.
We'll just leave it at that. We won't let you know who is the one that always has to be consulted in our household.
I'm sure it's Sarah.
Well, she's not there anymore most of the time, so we can't count on her. She was the referee. She refers to Laura and I now as Frank and Marie.
Is that
like
right?
On Everybody Loves Raymond. She says, you guys are Frank and Marie all the time. Oh, golly.
That Frank and Marie, I'm telling you.
They're funny.
All right. Coming up tomorrow, we just have a regular program tomorrow, don't we?
And then the preview show.
Oh, that's right. See, I can't keep all this stuff straight in my head sometimes.
Tomorrow is Thursday, right?
Tomorrow is Thursday. And Thursday's show, the preview show, is where we will announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week. So that'll be coming your way during the preview show, which is at noon tomorrow.
So send us your nominations, not just a name, but the school they attend. If you got any stat information that helps us make that determination, that'd be a great help.
And if you want to see who all has been recognized, we have those players from last year. Now, keep in mind, we started the program, I think it was in August of last year, but we had a player of the year, that was Cole Miller, and then we've been collecting these names throughout this year, and at the end of the year, we'll have a Player of the Year for 2024. Right. So looking forward to that. Again, you can find that information on our website. Look at under lettermedia.com. Just go to where it says sports, and it's one of the drop downs that you'll find there. All right, that's it for today's program. We will talk to you tomorrow at 11 o'clock with another edition of Litter Media Live.